Welcome to the Free Woman Podcast, a space for all women who are ready to break free of the inauthentic life. Remember to like and subscribe for more free woman in your feed.
Inhale, exhale. You've arrived. Now let's laugh. Hello, free woman.
Hi, welcome, free woman.
I hope that this last week has been good for you.
We're so happy that you are here. So, this last week has been head colds, and I feel like this is a common theme.
Yeah, I feel like almost since we started, we've been sick.
Yeah.
I actually did not get this last head cold, but my son was pretty sick.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, knock
Hasn't
on
gotten
wood.
it.
Oh my God. I hope I don't get it.
I think it's just the phase of life I'm in because I have a toddler and he goes to daycare, and so he brings home all the germs and then he makes out with me.
Yeah.
He likes to give really slobbery,
Yeah.
tongue-filled kisses right now.
They put everything in their mouth too right now. And they want to
Yeah.
drink your drink and eat your food.
Yeah,
And
he
it's
comes
like,
at me with his open mouth kiss, and then I just feel his tongue like, huh, what's this? And I'm like, oh my God, enough. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
It's kind of unavoidable.
And then next thing you know, I have another cold, or I'm coughing, or this or that.
I remember that when my kids were toddlers and they were going to daycare and then like kindergarten, I was just really sick all the time.
Yeah, so that's kind of been my week. And then your week has been taking care of
Yeah,
your son.
my son, he gets really bad ear infections. So even if we catch it right away and start him on an antibiotic, I mean, he'll still feel the ear pain for a few days. And if you've ever had an ear infection, they are not fun. They are awful. And I've had a few as an adult. And when I had mine, maybe 5 years ago, I was like, oh, I understand why my kids would scream when they would get them. It is
Yeah.
miserable. You can't even like touch your ear. And then there's just no way of like avoiding the pain. It's just, it takes over your entire head.
Yeah.
It's awful. So yeah, just, giving some extra time and attention to my son. And
Yeah, that's what we're coming to the podcast with today. It's fun too if you're co-parenting, because I know I used to experience this when the kids would go back and forth, that they catch something at their dad's house and then they get dumped on you and
I
you get
know.
to nurse them back to health. And so that's kind of what happened to you this week.
It was, yeah. I mean, that has happened a lot of times, but I think I'm just, 7 years out from, being married and being divorced. I feel like I'm just so used to it now. I'm like,
It's just
all
part of
right,
life.
another week, gotta take care of him, so let's do it.
Yeah. And then you've also continued to share your story online.
I know, it's been really uncomfortable.
Kind of feels like you're exposing parts of yourself.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I've been talking more about my childhood and my trauma, and I think just saying it out loud and making a video, and then as I check my video to edit it and I'm listening to me talk, and I'm like hearing the words and I'm like, oh wow, that was really bad.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's
It
a
is.
lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you let it go out there to the world, and God, it makes me so sick to my stomach. And I've thought about taking a few of them down every day. I'm like, maybe we don't need to put that out there.
Yeah. So you've kind of been digesting that, but it's caused us to have this conversation about not only telling your story, but about how you stand up to abuse.
Yeah, and there's different kinds of abuse. I think there's some abuse that's a lot easier to stand up to, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There's different kinds of narcissistic personalities.
Yeah.
You can look them up. There's a whole range. And depending on which kind of personality you're dealing with, that can affect how you stand up for yourself.
Well, I just appreciate that there's been so much research and that there's all these different kinds of narcissist now, because
The categories.
categories, because I grew up with a very abusive father, like scary abusive. A lot of my insecurity and my fear of being hit all the time or not feeling safe with men come from my dad.
Yeah.
So when I heard what a narcissist is, like the definition of it, it was really easy for me to be like, oh my God, that's my dad. Like it felt like relief too, like actually understanding.
Yeah, there's this power that comes from having the right word to describe what you experienced.
Yeah, and my dad belittled all of myself and my siblings all the time. He made sure we knew we were stupid. He never ever apologized.
He's just a real treat.
He is. He's a real treat.
Real pleasure to be around.
He was a real pleasure to be around. But the thing that's interesting too with like narcissist, like with my father, he was a lot worse when I was younger. But then as we got older, I guess, they just kind of lose that fire a little bit, and his abuse tamed quite a bit.
It's interesting how some abusive personalities will mellow out as they age. I don't know. Maybe it's a hormonal imbalance they're dealing with.
I don't know.
And then some like become like twisted and bitter and darker.
Yeah, like another family member who has gotten worse with age.
Yeah.
And she is like so toxic, and I will not be around her at all. She's dangerous.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I see it more in men that the violent ones will mellow out. Like, I don't know, maybe the testosterone drops. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, maybe they just start to get tired and they have less fight. I don't know.
But it's kind of why it was so confusing for you to identify your husband as a narcissist, because he wasn't, I guess, dangerous, like physically dangerous.
Yeah,
like
and
your dad
he
was.
didn't get loud like my father did too.
Yeah.
But definitely after 7 years of being divorced and doing a lot of work on myself and getting therapy and like learning about all these different categories of narcissist, I was like, oh, he is a narcissist too. So, well, and
I knew.
Jayenna always knew. She's just been so.
I'm like the narcissist whisperer.
She is. She has been so loving and patient.
And I don't say that in like a bragging kind of way. It comes from a lot of trauma.
It does. Well,
I'm like, oh, this is familiar. I know this type.
Yeah. Well, the thing with abuse and when you grow up in it, it's just so normal. And to me, I've just not realized I've been in these very abusive dynamics most of my life because it felt normal,
Yeah.
And then you start to like.
It's very common.
Very common. And then you start to like love yourself and you start to like.
Heal a little bit.
And you're like, I don't really like the way you treat me.
That's what ended my marriage too, was loving myself.
Oh, wow. Who knew?
And he was just like, man, she just thinks she's so uppity now. I'm like, I just think I deserve the same respect as maybe a dog.
It's really sad when you have to compare yourself to the animals in the house.
Yeah, like, wait a second. They get treated better than me.
Yeah.
I think I deserve at least that.
Yeah. God, I know. Well, I think for me, I think I just had betrayed myself so much throughout my entire marriage because, one, that's what I thought was normal. I didn't know my needs mattered. And I think that betraying myself over and over again, I think my body just started to get sick. And my body, and I think my subconscious just got to the point where it was just like, we're done.
Yeah, you get worn down.
And
it's kind of this almost flatness of like, what's the point?
Well, and it's been kind of surprising for me, maybe not surprising. The thing that showed me that my ex is abusive is when I started to stand up for myself and say I have needs.
Yeah.
And then divorce them, and wow, their true colors really come out.
Yeah. When you draw that kind of hard boundary, I mean, divorce, you for sure see people's true colors.
Yeah.
And it's really painful because you realize that you've been married to this person X amount of years and you didn't actually know them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is the real you. This is what you do to someone when you don't have to convince them to like you anymore, when you don't have anything left to lose. This is who comes out, right?
Yeah, and when
It's like
you're,
they say the true self is who you are when nobody's watching.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the true toxicity is who you are when the person has walked away.
The mask come off. Well, that's another thing too, is like the mask can come off with them too, because they've finally realized they cannot convince you to stay. So then the true colors come out, and then it's like you are in shock. You're like, oh my God, I cannot believe he's treating me this way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and what's interesting, like you said, the different types of narcissists or toxic personalities, some of them are really easy to spot. The ones that are loud, the ones that are bullies, the ones that throw their weight around and they can kind of have this menacing edge to them. But then there is the soft-spoken, really nice, charming one.
So my ex,
The covert.
So he's actually considered a extrovert, covert narcissist. Try saying that really fast.
Yeah, isn't that great?
Yeah.
When you have dyslexia?
It's
Extrovert, covert narcissist.
Yeah, if you find me pausing or talking really slow, it's because I'm dyslexic. Words are really difficult for my tongue.
So your ex, the extrovert, covert narcissist.
Yeah, it's very confusing because he comes off as this really charming, outgoing, nice guy, and everybody really likes him. I mean, one of the things I feared when I was wanting to get the divorce is I was afraid nobody will like me after the divorce. I was afraid everybody be questioning, why am I leaving such an amazing guy? I was afraid people would think I'm crazy. But there was just something deep down inside of me telling me, you need to leave and you need to get out of this now. And, 7 years later, I understand why now.
Yeah, it's very confusing. I think the covert narcissist is the most confusing.
They are.
Because you get a different side of them than the rest of the world gets. And there's so much psychological abuse. Like, they're not going to be strangling you. They're going to be
Psychologically, mentally manipulating. They really have to shift your perception.
They are expert reality shifters.
Oh, I really
They're
like
chameleons.
that. Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the abuse is not in public. Very rarely. I mean, I have a few times I remember my ex actually in public putting me in my place.
Yeah.
Because I was not being a good little girl.
Yeah.
But it's in the privacy of our home. It's when we're being intimate together. And
Behind closed doors.
Behind closed doors. And it's extremely damaging. And where I already was so insecure, it worked for a long time. And then I started to get confidence after I became a mother, which has been this like blessing. I started to have this like confidence, and things started to shift, and he really felt uncomfortable with my confidence.
They really don't like that. I had the same thing with my ex. My ex was a malignant narcissist, and I can always remember that because it's like cancer.
It really is like a cancer.
They are considered the most dangerous. They are the ones that are likely to do the murder-suicide deal. They can really fly off the hinge if they feel they're being threatened
their
or rejected.
Emotions too are just all over the place. Like their mood, they could be in a great mood, and one thing like this snap and they will be exploding.
Well, I've also had therapists say he's likely got borderline personality disorder too, which is a roller coaster on top of the narcissism. So
really scary.
Really scary. And so people did kind of know that he was a jerk. And I was always kind of smoothing things over, smoothing ruffled feathers so that we could actually have friends or, a social life. Or, But what's interesting is even though my ex was so obvious and your ex was covert, both of us experienced a extreme loss of community when we got divorced.
Yeah.
Whether they knew he was a jerk during the marriage or not, once the divorce happened, he turned on his charm, he turned on his sob story, and people are afraid of the really heavy abuse stories, and so they kind of go the path of least resistance, which is with the narcissist.
Yeah, people really don't like feeling uncomfortable. So especially when it comes to like couples getting divorced, and if there's like anything abuse going on in there, I think because it's just kind of reflecting what they're probably going on, what's going on in their home too. So they usually tend to fall for the charming one. And in my case, I did have a few girlfriends still, like after my divorce, but a lot of the couples friends went with my ex, and that's because my ex-husband had a woman set up 2 weeks after our divorce was finalized.
Well, and he had a sob story too.
He had a sob story too. Everything, it was my fault. I was the cheater, and so everyone just fell for that, and he got his happily ever after.
Yeah. So the tricky part is once you do figure out, like, and it took both of us, even though my ex was so volatile, I just was like, oh, he has mental health issues from trauma, which is true. But, and then you just were like, everybody just loves him. The problem must be me. And so it's taken us a while to kind of unravel this knot, right? Untangle things.
Yeah. I mean, it took me a couple years, even after the divorce. I still was like, well, he's a really nice guy. The problem's me. The problem is me.
I was like, I don't know. I don't think he's that nice.
Yeah.
I think you're a pretty great cat.
Oh, thank you. But, it's in
you're still in their reality that they've created.
And it really does just take time. And for me, where it has really showcase who he is the post-divorce. And now, because I'm becoming so much more strong and confident, and I'm standing my ground, and I know what my needs are and wants are, and I tell him no. Me saying no now, even more consistently, has really revealed who he is. And I'm like, he's kind of abusive.
Yeah, once again, same thing for me. He was revealed in the divorce. I saw him during the custody battle. I couldn't believe that he was willing to use our children in this way. And that's when I realized, like, who he really was, right?
Yeah.
The monster beneath the mask. But something we've been talking about this last week, because you've been starting to share some of these covert abuse stories online, is how do you go about standing up for yourself? Because that is part of the healing when you're recovering from narcissistic abuse, is realizing that you can protect yourself, that you can confirm your reality, that you're not crazy, that you're not the problem, that you're not wrong. It's like, how do you stand in your truth when the narcissistic reality is so strong?
Oh, man. Well, it takes time, and it takes practice. For me, I think it was just one little thing at a time, like having one boundary at a time. And then obviously I go into panic afterwards, and I have like the body trembles, and then I feel like throwing up, but then I get validated by his reaction. And so that to me is like kind of showcasing that we are heading in the right direction, or we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But I think another thing that's really helped me is like therapy, like having someone that doesn't know me and doesn't know him. And then I'm just telling her what's going on. I'm showing her the text. I'm getting this validation that this is like abuse and you don't have to put up with this. Really helps. And then another thing that's really helped me is doing everything through text, because when you're with a narcissist in person, again, they start to really confuse your reality.
It's almost like they hypnotize you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, I'm like not really getting all the words. And then obviously my body is reacting a certain way too. So then I just give in to what this person wants. Doing everything through text is pretty amazing, because it gives you time to reread things, to think about it, and reply when you want.
Yeah, there is this trickiness because they do manipulate reality so much that it is a time game, but it's also creating a bubble for yourself that is separate from them, to not have overlapping friends, overlapping acquaintances, work, like being able to separate completely from their domain, their realm of influence is so crucial, because anybody that's within their realm of influence is going to be within that like altered reality that they are putting on you. And so getting divorced, separating, and then cutting off people too that are still in the game is so important.
Yeah, I actually had to go completely no contact with my family because of that.
They were still buddies.
They're still buddies with my ex. My family chose my abusive ex-husband, and after, well, it's been 2 years now since no contact. So after 5 years of just dealing with that, I was like, the only way I'm going to feel safe is if none of you are able to communicate with me.
Yeah.
Because they were starting to triangulate and kind of create this reality for me that made me feel like I was crazy and wrong.
Just the way they abuse. It's how they continue to abuse you. It just is the game they play. It gives them joy. It gives them supply. It gives them energy. And so they can do this all day long, every day. And for you, it's going to just dry you up. It's going to tap you out. So not only creating that distance and that separation, even between mutual acquaintances, but then also time. It's like you need time to watch the patterns play out from afar and to get to know yourself when you are not being impacted by them.
Yeah, that was a huge moment for me when I started giving myself time and space, and when I didn't have like all the people around me who were also having communication with him. And then you start to have maybe your own intuition come in, your own gut feelings coming in, your body's starting to tell you how you feel, and then next thing you know, you know what you want, you know what your boundaries are, and then you start to ask for them. And just watch what happens when you ask for them from your narcissistic ex or whoever, because I've done this with a few other people.
But there's this kind of story too that a lot of victims have, that they're the problem, especially if you experience, any kind of abuse, but especially covert abuse, psychological abuse. This belief that you're the problem, that maybe you're the narcissist, that you're the abuser or whatnot. And having space away from abusive personalities shows you who you are. It shows you what your patterns are. It gives you that room to like discover yourself with non-toxic people. And then once you've had that space and time and you're getting that clarity, you're starting to understand the mind games that you've been in, the psychological abuse that you've endured. You're realizing maybe this isn't me, because he is still doing the same merry-go-round over there that was happening in our relationship where I am starting to stabilize. How do you then stand up to them?
Oh, yeah. Well,
to the lies, to the smear campaign, to the false reality that they are projecting.
Well, I think for me, what I do is not play the game. Like, I just don't respond. Like, if he is going to continuously do that through text, I'm like, I don't have to answer this. I don't have to take my time and energy to answer this, because that's what I have had to do in the past, especially while I was married to him.
Yeah.
And then post-divorce, it's like, this is a waste of my divine energy. No, I'm not. I finally know where I'm going to put my time and energy, and it's not in that.
Well, and obviously we're talking about when you're dealing in a co-parenting situation.
Okay, co-parenting.
Right?
Yeah.
But say it's a work situation, right? Say you work with maybe a really toxic boss. And,
oh, man.
And you have started to figure out that this is not you. This is them.
That would be
You're taking
really
that
hard.
space.
Yeah, I've actually thought about that before. I'm like, man,
How do you stand up for
I know, it's like,
yourself
could
in
you-
that situation?
could you imagine, like, if my ex-husband was, like, my boss? Like, I had to do this in a workplace?
Oh, it would
like,
be so awful.
so I've never actually have had to do this for work before.
Well-
So I wouldn't even know what to do. I guess you can go to someone above you and talk to it, but then it can cause a problem because they would talk to your boss.
Well, assuming that leaving isn't an option, and obviously you should be putting that resume out, right? Leaving, opening doors wherever you can to create alternatives for yourself. But while you have to stay in the situation, it's actually very similar to surviving co-parenting with a narcissist, because co-parenting is also a situation where you can't just walk away. You have to continue to communicate with them. And so you keep it very business professional. You keep everything in writing as often as you can. And you make sure to not engage in the game.
Yeah,
Wherever
try to
possible.
keep as much of your personal self out and your feelings and emotions out.
Yeah.
I've always
Keep it very flat and uninteresting. Don't give them the merry-go-round ride, the roller coaster that they're looking for.
Yeah, don't give them an opening. Don't be like sparkly or colorful, because they just want that gives them a chance to come
when
in.
you're co-parenting, you have a divorce decree. So we follow our parenting plan to a T. We know exactly what we are legally required to do in regards to this person.
Yeah.
And so understand exactly what your work requirements are as well, so that you can stand up for yourself if they are pushing you to work unpaid overtime or those different kinds of things.
I like how you said to like kind of write things down, keep track of things,
document everything.
Yeah, because then that gives you something to back yourself up with.
And in the meantime, this is survival. Be looking for another job.
Yeah, you can leave. There's always a way out. Just like it was really hard for us to leave our marriages because, we were stay-at-home moms. And
we were financially dependent.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was terrifying. And
our home was with this person.
Yeah. It was really scary, but we did it. And here we are. And wow, we have learned a lot.
Yeah. And so there are lots of different situations where you can find yourself encountering these difficult personalities, these toxic personalities. And for whatever reason, if they decide to target you, and they usually will target the people that see the most clearly.
Yeah, they do. And they get pretty angry when they can't get to you anymore.
And a lot of times they'll also target people that they see as weaker, that they see as not being able to fight back, like a boss to an underling, right?
Yeah.
And so how do you navigate once you've figured out that someone's a narcissist? How do you navigate once you figure out that they're toxic? Well...
I know, it's like red flags.
Very carefully. Yeah, very carefully.
Don't let them know that you know.
Yeah, don't let them know that you know.
Don't be obvious.
You don't be reactive.
Yeah.
Be boring. Be uninteresting. And keep the parts of you that are sacred safe.
Yeah, and if this means like you have to do this with your entire like work team, you should do that. You should just keep work.
Just keep it professional.
I would not let them on any of your social media at all.
Oh, no.
I mean, I would stay as private as possible, but don't make it obvious. Just be very boring and ugly.
Yeah. And you know what?
dull.
Because sometimes it takes a minute to figure out these personalities because they are charming, they are likable, or they have a really good sob story. And so sometimes we let them in and then we're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. How do I get out?
Okay, very slowly.
Backing up.
Do not, they love, it's almost like in Jurassic Park. They can detect movement.
Yeah. They can smell it.
Yeah, don't give them any fresh blood. Don't give them any sudden movements.
Yeah.
You just be as boring and as uninteresting and dull as possible, and you back your way out of there.
Yeah, you slowly back away. Yeah.
You moonwalk out of there.
Yeah. That's
Nothing
really...
over here, just boring, dumb old me, and then you moonwalk the fuck out of there.
Yeah. get yourself to a safe place, because you just don't want to get in that entangled mess, because they will. They like destroying people.
They love drama. If they think you have talent, if they think you have potential, if they think you have money, if they think you have fame or popularity, those are all things that they will hook into and latch onto and feed.
Yeah, actually, that was that was one of the things that surprised me. Like one of these epiphanies I had with my ex-husband. When we were first together, I hated his friends. They were awful and toxic, disgusting liars and cheaters, and that should have been a red flag that my ex was the same person. You are who you hang out with.
There's a reason they like each other.
Yeah, and then I started to get my own friends, and my friends were just these really cool, great people, like grounded, normal, healthy people. And as time went by, we had a lot of friends like that. And then one day it just hit me. I was like, I think we had those friends because of me. I think people liked hanging out with us because of me. Because now that we're divorced and a few, years have gone by, he's back to hanging out with the toxic, women beaten, disgusting liars, alcoholics, cheaters. And I'm like, I think we had good friends because of me.
Thrown in words.
Thank you. No, I
like you need more mean words to describe your ex.
Losers.
I will help.
Cheaters, liars, betrayers. And it was just like, wow, I think people liked us because of me. And this was like a year ago. I realized this.
Yeah, it takes time. It takes the separation. It's like a cleanse. It's like you have to cleanse that narcissist out of your system. Drink that lemon juice.
Because now that we're not together, I do not have those people around me at all. And I hated the people he brought around. I didn't feel safe. Sometimes they touched me. And a lot of times I just got drunk because that was the only way I was included in the group. And now that we have not been together for 7 years and I'm just doing me, I'm like, wow, look at these really good people in my life that are safe right here. And he's doing the thing that he's always been doing. And he does not have any healthy friends at all.
Same. Yeah. When you're with someone long enough and they project on you and psychologically abuse you, you start to believe you're the problem, and your life is a disaster because you're married to this very unhealthy person, and you see yourself as at fault.
Yeah.
But then when you separate and their life is still a disaster and they keep doing the same things, the same abusive patterns with new people, but it feels the same. And then you start to build something completely new for yourself. And, with my ex, he never paid bills. And I'm like, oh, I actually pay my bills on time. I'm like, oh, that was him. That's not me. I'm not the one that's like bad with money. That's him.
Yeah.
And it's this very healing, freeing feeling of being able to hand it back to them, being able to say, this was yours.
This is yours.
Not mine, yours.
Yeah, it's been great. And just also like how my ex, he loves spending money. And, I was in the habit of that too. But then when I got divorced, I'm like, I want to do things different. I want to learn to manage my money. But I see him still doing the same thing, buying all the toys, going on all the trips. And then he hangs out with all the friends too that are doing the same things, and they're trying to look like they all have all this money. But
it's like really cool kids in high school all over again.
Oh my God, it's so much like being in high school. And then I see what I'm doing and I'm like, maybe the problem wasn't me.
Yeah, and that can be so healing. That is so healing in its own right. And standing up to a narcissist is really about rejecting their reality. It's really about claiming your truth and letting them take all of their garbage back.
Here you go. It's yours.
And then it's also protecting yourself. It's not giving them anything vulnerable about you, special about you, sparkly about you to hook onto. It's kind of like you create this impenetrable wall of when I interact with this person, I am completely flat.
You got to be a brick wall.
I am the most boring, dull person in the world.
Yeah. And when you're texting them too, I kind of try to keep it very similar to how lawyers message each other, and like very minimal words. Again, just watch how they react when you do that.
Yeah, because it's like this suction thing. They're like this black hole, and they will take anything you give them that's interesting, that's vulnerable, that's valuable at all. They will suck it in, and then they will regurgitate it in some twisted, toxic net that they will use to abuse you with.
They will, and they will do with a group of people. In my case, that's what my family and my ex-husband were doing together. And I was like, you know what? You can have him and you group of people, or he can have you and you can have him. I'm out. I'm done.
You deserve each other.
You deserve each
All
other.
of you can just have each other.
Yeah.
I was really actually sad about the people I lost at first, because I thought they were good people.
Yeah.
But, I gave myself that time and that space, and I realized, hey, actually birds of a feather and all that, right?
Yeah.
Different flavors of toxic personality. And, they just all deserve each other.
They do. And, it's not easy. Like, when you had to like go through that and experience like the friends you thought you
just got to do like, the mourning and the grieving
all the grief.
and the, yeah.
I mean, I was pretty devastated about blocking my family and like walking away, but I just knew it was the only way. It was the only way to keep my sanity and to feel safe. And I had some really big snot dripping cries.
Those are the best.
Those are the best.
It's like another cleanse.
It is. But you know what? These last 2 years, even though they've been the hardest years of my life, have also been the most peaceful years of my life too. It's really weird. It's like I got both that going on there. But it's because I have people I can trust in my life now, people I can count on, and I feel like I'm creating a new stable foundation by getting rid of all the unsafe and toxic wounded people in my life.
Which was just like, most of them.
And pretty much everybody.
It's just how it goes. But free woman, if you are a beautiful, majestic bird with all of these colorful, lovely feathers, which you are, let's face it, obviously.
We all are.
We all are. Just remember, narcissists are like T-Rex in Jurassic Park. You keep those colorful feathers down. You only let them see the brown, gray, plain parts of you.
Don't be sparkly.
And you just like waddle along like you're just the dullest thing in the world. And then as soon as they are out of sight, you let all of that wonderful, glorious color spread out. And you fluff those feathers.
That's really what you have to do with narcissists. You just have to be really boring.
Yeah.
Keep yourself safe that way.
Yeah. Yeah, you got this. We believe in you.
Yeah, I know it's a little intimidating and scary at first, but I think with each step you take, you start to build more and more confidence. And then next thing you know, it's like you're patting yourself on your back and you're like, look how I just handled that one.
And you let them have their little victories, their little things that they think are so special and so important. They just lord around. It's really just a pile of shit, guys. They just sprayed gold paint on it and they think that it makes them so special, but none of it's real. None of it has any soul. And it's just being used to prop up their fake ego. And so you take the real parts of you, the actual colorful, beautiful feathers, and you just like waddle your way out of there. And you let them keep their little pile of shit. Yeah,
just let them keep it. I've just let go so much just in that realization of like, just have it.
Yeah. They try to get to you that way. To act like they're winning. You just let them have it.
I'm going to take all of this right here, this whole package, and I'm going to go out there and build I'm going to go build a new world for me. Not with you not included, and it is going to be amazing because I finally don't have the toxicity.
Where all of my colors and beautifulness are appreciated.
Yeah. So there you have
it. So you are beautiful, you are colorful, you are vibrant. That is why these toxic personalities are interested.
They really are. They're just trying to suck it out of you, and then they're going to take your shine, and then they're going to use it like they're going to put it on them like this like invisible cloak, and use your shine to make them look special. Don't let them do that.
Yeah, but you can get out of there. They are not as big and powerful as they act. T-Rex, when you move out of his sphere of influence, he actually ends up being, maybe 1 inch high.
Yeah,
It's not real. The narcissist's whole thing is illusion.
I mean, he doesn't even have arms. I mean, T-Rex is like walking around, He's really not that scary. You got to keep him at a distance and just hold your ground, be confident, and say no.
Create that bubble of safety for yourself where you can be your true, sparkly, beautiful you. And you just have to, cut off everything that's connected to that false reality.
Yeah, you do. And then you might end up like us, where you have very little people in your group.
But those people mean everything.
Yeah, and you find usually when you do this, you start to call in the people that have done this too. You start to invite the people who
the
are
quality of people levels up.
Yeah,
that come into your life.
Healthy people. And it is just so much easier. You are not drained and tired anymore because you're constantly trying to manage your life with this unhealthy, toxic person, or, feeling so small and worthless. I just remember in my head over and over, just all the time when I was with my ex, I'm like, man, I'm just so worthless. I'm just so worthless. And, or, he would always, gaslight me so much. And I would just feel so confused, and I'm like, man, I just don't know anything, or I'm just stupid, or I'm not worth anything.
Yeah.
But now I know the true story. That is actually how he feels about himself. And I am pretty amazing.
You are.
Thank you.
And so are you, free woman. And you know what? I am so sorry if there are a lot of people that you have to lose as you separate yourself from this T-Rex figure in your life.
Yeah.
But you know what? We will be here.
We will.
Every Wednesday.
Remember to like and subscribe.